When God is about to give you something big, you'll experience a season where everything begins to shift around you. You see, there's something powerful about divine timing. God doesn't operate on our schedule. He's not bound by our human understanding of time. He's not concerned about the minutes or the hours, but the moments. And in those moments, he is preparing you for something you cannot yet comprehend. If you're watching closely, you will start to see the signs that he is about to deliver on the promises he has made for your life. It's not a matter of if, but when. And before that breakthrough comes, there are clear signs that God is about to give you something big. The first sign is an unsettling sense of anticipation. Have you ever felt like you were on the verge of something, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it? It's like standing on the edge of a cliff, knowing that the view from the top will be breathtaking, but you haven't taken the first step yet. That feeling is no accident. When God is about to give you something big, he will allow you to feel this stirring in your spirit. It's as if he is stirring the waters, preparing you for the shift that is coming. This uneasiness is not a sign of fear or doubt. No, it's the fire of expectation that something is about to change. The winds are blowing, the ground beneath you is moving, and God is setting things into motion. You can't see the change just yet, but you know deep in your heart that something is coming. Hold on to that feeling because it's a sign of what's to come. The second sign that something big is on its way is an increase in opposition. Often, when God is about to bless you in a big way, the enemy will show up with even greater intensity. It's as if the closer you get to your blessing, the louder the distractions become. You might face criticism from people you never expected. You might encounter setbacks that seem to come out of nowhere. But listen, don't be discouraged by these challenges. The enemy's job is to distract you, discourage you, and derail you from what's ahead. But the more you face opposition, the more you can rest assured that you are getting closer to your breakthrough. The opposition is often a confirmation that you are on the right path, and God is preparing you for something greater. Don't allow the noise of the enemy to drown out the voice of God. Stay focused, stay prayerful. The enemy's efforts are only a sign that something huge is just around the corner. A third sign that God is about to give you something big is an overwhelming sense of favor and grace. When God begins to move in your life in a profound way, you'll start to experience favor that surpasses your understanding. It's like doors start opening that were once locked, and opportunities that seemed impossible now seem inevitable. People who once overlooked you now see your worth. Opportunities that seem too far out of reach begin to align in your favor. You don't have to work harder or force anything. Things just begin to fall into place. This is the kind of favor that can't be explained by human logic, and it's a sign that God's hand is all over your life. You're not being favored because you deserve it, but because God is preparing to release something big in your life. When the favor of God is at work, it's an indicator that he's positioning you for something greater than you could have ever imagined. Another sign that God is about to bless you with something big is a feeling of increased clarity. For so long, you may have felt as though you were walking in the dark, unsure of which direction to go. But when God is about to give you something big, there's a sudden clarity that begins to settle in your spirit. It's like the fog lifts, and you begin to see things clearly. You start to understand your purpose in a deeper way. Your steps are ordered and your decisions become more intentional. The confusion and uncertainty that once held you captive begin to dissolve, and you can see the path ahead of you with a new sense of clarity. This clarity isn't something you've conjured up in your own strength. It's a gift from God, and it's a sign that he is about to reveal more of his plan for your life. When God gives you clarity, it's often a sign that your breakthrough is not far away. When God is about to give you something big, you might also experience a deeper level of pruning. Pruning isn't always easy, it's often painful, but it's necessary for growth. God doesn't prune us to hurt us. He prunes us to prepare us for what's ahead. He removes things from our lives that are holding us back from stepping into our divine purpose. These might be relationships, old habits, or even mindsets that have kept us stuck. The pruning process might leave you feeling a little raw, a little exposed, but it's all part of the preparation. When God prunes you, He is preparing you to bear fruit on a much larger scale. It's a sign that He's getting you ready for something bigger than you've ever imagined. If you find yourself going through a season of pruning, don't resist it. Trust the process, embrace it. Know that on the other side of the pruning is a harvest that is beyond your wildest dreams. Another sign that God is preparing you for something big is an increased desire to serve others. When God is about to bless you, He often stirs up a spirit of generosity and compassion within you. You may feel a sudden burden for those who are struggling, or a deep desire to give back in ways you never thought possible. This is not just a coincidence. This is God preparing you for a larger purpose. He wants you to understand the importance of service and stewardship before He gives you the greater blessing. The blessing He is about to release in your life is not just for you. It's meant to overflow into the lives of others. When God blesses you, He expects you to be a conduit of His blessing to others. Your heart for service is a sign that God is preparing you for a greater responsibility. The more you pour out, the more He is going to pour into your life. Finally, when God is about to give you something big, you'll experience a deep sense of peace that surpasses understanding. Even when everything around you feels chaotic, you will know in your spirit that God is in control. This peace is not a peace that comes from the absence of problems, but a peace that comes from knowing that God is with you in the midst of the storm. It's a peace that transcends your circumstances and gives you the strength to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead seems unclear. This peace is a sign that God is preparing you to receive His greatest blessings. When peace floods your soul, it's God's way of letting you know that He is about to do something big, and He is going to see you through it every step of the way. So, as you look for the signs in your life, don't be discouraged by them. Don't be overwhelmed by the opposition. Don't be afraid of the pruning process. Instead, lean into the process and trust God's timing. The signs are there, the stirring in your spirit, the opposition you face, the favor and grace that surrounds you, the clarity that is settling in your mind, the pruning that is preparing you, the desire to serve others, and the peace that fills your heart. All of these are signs that God is about to release something big in your life. Hold on to the promise, trust the process, and get ready. Your breakthrough is on its way. When God is about to bless you with something big, you will experience stirring anticipation, increased opposition, and overwhelming favor. These signs indicate that a major shift is approaching and that God is aligning everything for your breakthrough. A deeper sense of clarity and the pruning of old habits, relationships, or mindsets are key signs that God is preparing you for something greater. Although pruning may be painful, it's necessary for growth and positioning you for future blessings. A growing desire to serve others and a deep, unshakable peace are clear indicators that God is ready to release something big in your life. These signs reflect that you are being prepared not only to receive blessings, but to be a conduit for them in the lives of others. When God is about to bless you with something big, there are undeniable signs that begin to manifest in your life. These signs are not just random occurrences or coincidences. They are divine indicators that God is preparing you for something greater. The journey to receiving a major breakthrough is often not an easy one. It comes with moments of anticipation, opposition, favor, and even pruning. However, these experiences are not meant to discourage you, but to strengthen your faith and prepare you for the blessings that are on the horizon. Recognizing these signs of divine preparation can help you navigate through the challenges with grace and confidence, knowing that something incredible is about to unfold in your life. One of the first signs you may notice when God is preparing you for something big is a profound sense of anticipation that begins to stir within you. It's as if your spirit is on edge, eagerly waiting for the shift that you know is coming, but you can't yet see it clearly. This sense of anticipation is often coupled with a deep, unshakable feeling that something monumental is on the horizon. You may not be able to pinpoint what exactly is about to happen, but your soul recognizes that God is aligning circumstances and positioning you for something extraordinary. This season of anticipation is often marked by a heightened sense of awareness and sensitivity to the things happening around you. You may begin to notice small changes in your environment or in the people you interact with. Your inner voice may become louder, and your prayer life may become more intense as you seek God's guidance during this time of uncertainty. It's important to understand that this sense of anticipation is not a sign of anxiety or fear, but of divine preparation. God is stirring your heart and spirit, preparing you for what is to come. It's as if you're being spiritually awakened to the fact that something huge is about to manifest in your life. This is a moment to lean into that anticipation, to trust that God is doing something significant in the unseen realm. Along with this sense of anticipation, you may also encounter a season of increased opposition. When God is about to give you something big, the enemy often intensifies his efforts to stop you. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the harder the opposition will become. You may face challenges that seem insurmountable, or you may encounter people who criticize or oppose your progress. It's as if the closer you get to your blessing, the more the enemy tries to distract you or make you doubt your purpose. This opposition can manifest in many forms: personal struggles, relational tensions, financial difficulties, or even doubts about your worth and ability. But here's the truth: opposition is often a sign that you're on the right track. When the enemy begins to oppose you, it is not an indication that you're doing something wrong, but that you're about to experience a breakthrough. The enemy knows that your victory is near, and he will try everything in his power to derail you. But the more you face resistance, the more you can rest assured that God is preparing to bless you in a significant way. Remember that no weapon formed against you will prosper. The opposition you face is a confirmation that you are on the verge of something great. It's a sign that your faith is being tested, and as you stand firm in your trust in God, the opposition will only serve to strengthen you and position you for the blessings that are ahead. As you face this opposition, you will also begin to notice the presence of favor in your life. When God is about to bless you with something big, his favor will become increasingly evident in every area of your life. Favor is the supernatural grace of God that opens doors, removes obstacles, and brings opportunities that you would not have been able to access on your own. You may start to see people who once ignored you begin to notice your worth and value. Opportunities that seemed closed off to you will suddenly open up, and doors that you thought were locked will swing wide open. This is not because of anything you've done to deserve it, but because God is at work on your behalf, positioning you for the blessings he is about to release. Favor often comes when you least expect it. And it doesn't always make sense from a natural perspective. You may find yourself being invited into spaces that are beyond your qualifications, or being chosen for opportunities that seem too good to be true. This favor is a sign that God is orchestrating everything in your life to align with his perfect will. It's a reminder that his blessings are not based on your abilities or achievements, but on his grace and goodness toward you. When favor begins to flow into your life, it's a clear sign that you're being positioned for something big. Another sign that God is preparing you for something big is an increase in clarity. There are seasons in life when things seem uncertain and confusing, when you feel as though you're walking in the dark. But when God is about to give you something big, he will begin to clarify your purpose and your direction. You will experience a shift in your mindset and a greater understanding of what God is calling you to do. This clarity may come through prayer, through the wise counsel of others, or through moments of reflection when you sense God's voice speaking directly to your heart. As the clarity grows, so does your confidence in your ability to move forward. The confusion and uncertainty that once clouded your mind will begin to dissipate, and you will feel a deep sense of peace about the path that lies ahead. You will know in your heart that you're not walking alone and that God's hand is guiding every step. This clarity is a sign that God is preparing you to walk into a new season, a season where you will be fully equipped to handle the blessings and responsibilities that come with it. In the midst of this clarity, you may also experience a process of pruning. Pruning is a painful but necessary part of preparation. When God is about to bless you, he often has to remove things from your life that are not aligned with his purpose for you. These could be toxic relationships, unhealthy habits, or old mindsets that have held you back. The pruning process can be difficult, and it may feel like you're losing something valuable, but remember that it is for your growth. God is removing the things that are hindering your progress and preparing you for what is to come. This pruning may leave you feeling exposed or vulnerable, but it is a sign that God is refining you for something greater. You may not understand why certain things are being taken away from you, but trust that God knows exactly what you need in order to step into the fullness of his plan for your life. Pruning is not punishment, it is preparation. And the more you allow God to prune and refine you, the more you will be able to bear the fruit of his blessings when they come. As these signs of divine preparation unfold in your life, the anticipation, the opposition, the favor, the clarity, and the pruning, you will begin to realize that God is setting the stage for something incredible. He is orchestrating everything, seen and unseen, to bring you to a place of breakthrough. When you recognize these signs and trust in God's timing, you can rest assured that he is about to do something big in your life. Hold on to the hope that your season of preparation is leading you toward a season of abundance and blessing. And know that though the journey may be challenging at times, God is with you every step of the way, guiding you toward the incredible future he has prepared for you. Clarity and pruning are two crucial elements of the spiritual process that often accompany the journey to receiving a big blessing or breakthrough from God. They might not always be easy or comfortable, but they are both essential for your growth and for the fulfillment of God's plan in your life. Understanding the importance of clarity and pruning during times of preparation can help you navigate the challenges that come with them and allow you to see their profound impact on your spiritual journey. Clarity is a gift from God, and it is a powerful tool that can guide you through the fog of confusion and uncertainty. When you feel lost or uncertain about your next steps, clarity provides a sense of direction and purpose. The Bible talks about how God's word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. It illuminates the way ahead even when we can't see the whole picture. This is the essence of clarity. It's not about knowing everything all at once, but rather about trusting that God will reveal the right steps at the right time. In the process of preparing for something big, clarity allows you to see things from a divine perspective. When God is preparing you for a breakthrough, he often gives you clarity about your purpose, your calling, and your next steps. This divine clarity helps you make wise decisions, avoid distractions, and remain focused on the path that God has set before you. Without clarity, you may feel as though you're walking blindly, unsure of where to go or how to move forward. But when God grants you clarity, everything becomes clearer. Your vision sharpens and your understanding deepens. You no longer feel like you're just going through the motions, but instead you are aligned with God's will for your life, and every step you take brings you closer to the blessings he has in store for you. The importance of clarity cannot be overstated, especially when you are in a season of transition or waiting. During these times, doubt can creep in, and it's easy to feel confused about whether you're on the right track or if you're even hearing God's voice correctly. Clarity removes that doubt. It brings peace to your mind and reassures your spirit that you are indeed moving in the right direction. In fact, clarity is often a confirmation from God that you are on the right path and that He is actively guiding your steps. It is in these moments of clarity that you feel more confident, more certain about your decisions, and more assured that the plans God has for you are coming to fruition. However, while clarity is an essential aspect of divine preparation, it is often preceded by another important process: pruning. Pruning is not a concept that many people embrace readily. It's difficult and uncomfortable because it involves the removal of things that are not beneficial to your growth. In nature, pruning is the process by which gardeners cut away dead or overgrown branches from a plant or tree to encourage healthy growth. Likewise, God prunes our lives to remove what is hindering our spiritual progress. While pruning might seem harsh at times, it is always done with a purpose: to help us grow stronger and to prepare us to bear more fruit. Pruning can take many forms. It might involve the removal of toxic relationships, unhealthy habits, or old mindsets that no longer serve us. It could be the elimination of distractions that prevent us from fully focusing on God's purpose for our lives. Pruning might also come in the form of personal trials or challenges that force us to rely more heavily on God, teaching us to let go of our own strength and trust in His provision. Though pruning can be painful, it is a sign that God is preparing us for greater things. It's not about punishing us, rather it's about refining us so that we can receive the blessings that are coming our way. One of the most important things to understand about pruning is that it is necessary for spiritual growth. Just like a tree cannot bear fruit without first being pruned, we cannot fully step into our purpose without being refined and shaped by God. In fact, pruning often happens at the most critical moments of our lives, right before a breakthrough is about to occur. When God is about to bless us with something big, He will often prune away things that are preventing us from receiving the fullness of that blessing. This pruning process is an essential part of spiritual maturity, and while it can be difficult, it's necessary for us to reach our fullest potential. During times of pruning, you may feel as though you are losing things that are important to you. You may experience feelings of loss or confusion as relationships fade, opportunities close, or familiar comforts are removed. However, you must remember that God is not taking these things away to hurt you. He is removing them so that you can grow. Pruning is always for your benefit, and while it may feel painful in the moment, it will lead to greater fruitfulness in the long run. When God prunes you, He is making room for new growth, new opportunities, and new blessings to come into your life. It's also important to remember that pruning isn't always a sudden or dramatic process. Sometimes it happens gradually over time. God may remove certain things from your life little by little, allowing you to adjust and learn from each step. He doesn't do this to overwhelm you. He does it with great care, knowing exactly what needs to be cut away in order for you to thrive. You may not always understand why certain things are being pruned, but trust that God knows what's best for you. He sees the big picture, and He is working behind the scenes to ensure that you are positioned for the blessings He has promised. Both clarity and pruning work together in the process of divine preparation. Clarity helps you understand where you are going and what God is calling you to do, while pruning helps you get rid of anything that might be hindering your progress. These two elements complement each other, working in tandem to shape you into the person God created you to be. Without clarity, it would be difficult to discern the areas of your life that need pruning, and without pruning, clarity might be clouded by distractions or negative influences. Together, they enable you to move forward in faith with a deeper sense of purpose and direction. During the times when clarity and pruning are at work in your life, remember that God's timing is perfect. He knows when to grant you clarity and when to begin the process of pruning. He is always with you, guiding you through every step of the process. Though it may feel uncomfortable at times, rest assured that God is doing a work in you that will lead to greater blessings and a deeper relationship with Him. Trust the process and embrace both clarity and pruning as necessary parts of the journey that will prepare you for the big things God has in store for you. When time is right, you will step into the fullness of His plan for your life, and you will be amazed at what God has done. When God is preparing to bless you with something big, one of the most profound indicators that his hand is at work in your life is a deep, growing desire to serve others. This desire to serve isn't just a fleeting feeling or something you do out of obligation, but a genuine, heartfelt calling that stirs within you. It's a reflection of God's love and grace flowing through you to touch the lives of others. As God prepares you for a new season of blessings, he often deepens your capacity for empathy, compassion, and generosity. These qualities are essential for the larger purpose he has for you. And this desire to serve becomes a clear sign that he is setting you up for something much greater than you could have imagined. Serving others doesn't always have to be in the form of grand gestures or visible acts of charity. Sometimes it's simply about showing kindness and understanding in the small moments of life. You may find yourself becoming more aware of the needs around you. A friend going through a tough time, a neighbor struggling with an issue, or even a stranger who could benefit from a kind word. This awareness is a sign that God is shifting your heart toward others. The more you align your heart with God's, the more naturally the desire to serve will arise. It becomes less about what you can gain and more about how you can be a blessing to those around you. This increasing desire to serve reflects a deeper understanding of God's purpose for your life. As you grow closer to him, you begin to see your life not just as something to be lived for your own benefit, but as a vehicle through which God's love can be demonstrated to the world. Serving becomes a way of fulfilling your calling, not just as a follower of Christ, but as a vessel for his kingdom. Serving others is an expression of the love and grace that God has shown you, and it is a critical part of the preparation process. God is not only preparing you to receive blessings, but he is preparing you to handle those blessings with the heart of a servant, to be a steward of what he has entrusted to you. The act of service also helps you to stay grounded during times of waiting or uncertainty. When you're in a season of preparation, especially one where you're waiting for a breakthrough or a big blessing, it's easy to focus solely on your own desires, needs, and goals. However, when you turn your attention outward and begin to serve others, it shifts your perspective. Service humbles you, reminding you that the world doesn't revolve around your personal desires, but about making a positive impact on others. It's not about you, but how you can be a channel of God's goodness to the people around you. Through serving others, God prepares your heart for the blessings ahead, ensuring that you will be ready not only to receive, but also to give with a spirit of humility. When God begins to move you towards service, it also shows that he is refining your character. The more you serve, the more you develop qualities such as patience, kindness, and a heart for others. These qualities are often tested when you are placed in situations that challenge you or require you to sacrifice. Maybe you find yourself giving up your time, energy, or resources for someone else's benefit. And while it may feel draining at times, it's in these moments that God is shaping you. You are being molded into someone who is capable of carrying the weight of the blessings he is about to pour out. He's not just preparing you for success in the material sense. He's shaping your heart and your character to reflect the love and compassion of Christ. Similarly, peace is another profound indicator that God is preparing you for something big. There's a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that doesn't come from circumstances, but from knowing that God is in control. When God is about to bless you with something significant, he often gives you a deep sense of inner peace, even when the world around you may be filled with chaos, confusion, or uncertainty. This peace is not tied to the absence of problems. Instead, it is the assurance that God is present with you in the midst of those problems. This peace is a gift that allows you to rest in God's sovereignty. In a world where fear and anxiety often rule, the peace that God gives is a calm assurance that everything is in his hands. It's the kind of peace that helps you stand firm in faith, knowing that no matter what challenges come your way, you are not facing them alone. This peace isn't fleeting. It's a deep, unshakable tranquility. that anchors you during the storms of life. When you're in a season of preparation for something big, this peace is God's way of letting you know that He is with you every step of the way, guiding you, protecting you, and ensuring that you are ready to receive what He has in store. The peace you experience during times of preparation is a reminder that God is not only present with you, but also actively working on your behalf. His peace acts as a guard over your heart and mind, protecting you from the anxiety and worry that can easily overwhelm you in times of uncertainty. It allows you to trust in His timing, even when the breakthrough or blessing you're waiting for seems delayed or uncertain. This peace tells you that God has it all under control, and there's no need to panic or become anxious about the future. As you embrace this peace, you'll find that it provides the strength and endurance needed to stay faithful and hopeful, even when things seem difficult or unclear. Furthermore, peace can often signal that God is aligning your life with His will. When you experience a sense of peace, it's usually a sign that you are in the right place at the right time, following the path that God has laid out for you. Peace often accompanies the moments when you are walking in alignment with God's purpose for your life. You might not have all the answers or know exactly what the future holds, but as you remain faithful to God's direction, His peace will continue to confirm that you are exactly where you need to be. This peace serves as a spiritual compass, guiding you toward the greater blessings and opportunities God has for you. Both service and peace are deeply interconnected in the process of divine preparation. When God is preparing to bless you with something big, He not only works in your life to position you for the blessing, but also transforms your heart to ensure that you are ready to handle it with grace, humility, and wisdom. Service refines your character, shifting your focus from self-centeredness to a broader concern for the welfare of others. Peace, on the other hand, ensures that you are emotionally and spiritually grounded, trusting God's process and timing. As you move forward in the journey of preparation, embracing both the desire to serve and the peace that God gives will position you to receive the big blessing He has promised. When your heart is aligned with God and when you walk in the peace He offers, you will be able to handle the blessings that are coming your way with wisdom, compassion, and gratitude. This peace will not only sustain you through the waiting process, but also empower you to give, serve, and love others well as you step into the fullness of God's plan for your life. It's in these moments of service and peace that you become a reflection of God's love and grace, preparing you for the new season of blessings that is unfolding before you.